is quite known within the Bhakti community. People know him know him as an Indian devotee, also know him as a US devotee. He's a wonderful god brother of ours. And without taking further much more time from his introduction, I would like to introduce Sriman Pankaj Prabhu.
Om Agyan Srimanandasya Gyananjan Shalakya Chakshurulmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishwapadaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutre Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Tinamine Shri Krishna Lila Katane Shadaksham Udarya Madhura Gunesha Yuktam Varanam Varenam Purusham Hantam Narayanam Tum Chi Sharamami Vancha Kalpatrubhisha Kripa Sindhu Bhayavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vishnavyo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I offer my Danvat Pranam at the lotus feet of my Gurudev Nityalila Prishno Vishnu Pashla Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, my Shiksha Gurudev Nityalila Prishno Vishnu Pashla Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, my Param Gurudev Nityalila Prishno Vishnu Pashla Bhakti Pragyan Kesha Goswami Maharaj, and His Divine Grace Nityalila Prishno Vishnu Pashla Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. So yeah, so I was actually born in India at a very young age. My father sent me to Sikh school, right? So and one thing I learned was Punjabi. He really wanted me to learn Punjabi, so I learned Punjabi. I learned uh, other stuff, but most importantly, what I learned in those 7 or 8 years in that school was that you should have a guru, a sadguru, you know. And but then in Sikhism, the Sadguru is basically somebody who's blocked in time, set aside forever, like, you know, like a Jesus Christ, you know, put on an altar, on a cross or something, and left. And then after that, there's no other guru, there's no other acharya, there's nothing, you know, because that's it. We have frozen the time, right? So one second, just hold on for a second. Sorry about that. So yeah, so a guru is like a conception, right? Because everybody is going after something that they cannot get chastisement from. Because what guru does, he he guides you, you know. It's like Eklavya. When I came to Gurudev, I remember we heard a Harikatha, like how, like, all my childhood I heard about Eklavya. He was such a great Shishya, he was such a great warrior. And because his guru asked him to give a thumb, he was so great because he gave his thumb, he gave his desire that was to be an archer. He gave all that away because his Gurudev wanted to. But that's not, but our Gurudev, he said, no, 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 no. He was not the best disciple. And in fact, his guru did not accept him. And that's the state of the world right now, that people think that, you know, they have a certain personality as their guru. They never met that person because they never took instruction from that person. They take some instructions from the books, from somewhere or some lectures or something, and they try to like follow that. It's like, you know, they say that in Bhagavatam that if you want to really learn Bhagavatam, if you want to understand Bhagavatam, you have to listen or hear it under the guidance of a Vaishnava. So like this, uh, instructions of Guru, chastisement of Guru, those eyes of Guru, those instructions, those waves of that pure Guru, that is so important that, you know, takes us from nothing and makes us eligible to enter into the kunjas of Radharani in at one point. It will, you know, in Vaikuntha, wherever it is. So I was searching for a guru, and I went to different organization. um, I went to ISKCON. I was very fortunate that, you know, I get to associate with them. They cleaned me up in so many ways, so I'm grateful to them. I'm grateful to Prabhupada. But then when it came time to select a guru, for some reason it won't happen. It just won't happen, you know. I will select somebody, but then, you know, it was just like there was nothing, like, you know, the heart was not matching. in 1998, I was shooting a documentary in India, in Vrindavan, and wherever I'll go, I'll see buses of Srila Gurudev everywhere. And as I was making documentaries, if they'll know that I was from ISKCON, they'll charge me a lot of money. Give me this donation, that donation, and for some reason they started misunderstanding me that I'm disciple of Srila Gurudev, and they stopped charging me. So I started realizing, like, who's this person that when they hear his name in Vrindavan, they just give you so much respect, so much love. They treat you as their own, and and they basically opens their door for you. They give you prasadam, they do so many things for you, and there's no like exchange except for the exchange of love. So who is this person? And I started asking people, who is this Narayan Maharaj? I met Manidi Maharaj, I met other sannyasis, other devotees. I asked about Gurudev, and then suddenly I got a book of Srila Gurudev, Pinnacle of Devotion. So that was the book that came to me. Somebody just gifted to me. And a picture came of Gurudev. So I didn't know what to do with the picture because on my altar I had Srila Prabhupada. So I put the picture of Gurudev underneath my altar in a drawer. And I started reading Gaur Govind Maharaj book, Embarkment of Separation. So as I was reading the book, I was reading it for like 3-4 hours, and I got up and I drank some water. I came back and I started reading the book. And I started realizing, like, oh, this book has become even more sweeter. It was really sweet. I couldn't let go of it, but now it has become even more sweeter. And this Leela of Jagannath is becoming more clear to me. And then I realized, oh, this is the book of Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj, that I picked up by mistake. And at that point, I decided, okay, I need to find this person. I need to take initiation from this person. So then I met all the devotees. I met uh, the disciples of Gurudev. I went to Rup Sanatan Mutt. I was able to go there. And then I just connected. I went to Mathura, and then I just connected with Srila Gurudev. He came to the airport, uh, and at the airport, Gurudev was walking, and somebody told Gurudev, like, "Hey, Gurudev, this is Pankaj," and he came after reading your book. And Gurudev looked at me and said, "Oh, really? You came after reading my books?" And he looked with his blue eyes, and and after that, I just couldn't move. I couldn't move. I stood there for a few minutes, and then went to him. I said, like, but I should ask him something. I asked him, "Can you give me Harinam?" He said, "You just met me. Why do you want to take Harinam?" I said, "What if I cross the street and I get hit by the road, by the truck or something?" And Gurudev said, "No, no, 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 no. You're worried that I will leave this planet." I said, "No, no, no, Gurudev. I want initiation now." So he gave me Harinam right away after a week, and I got Diksha after a few days. And one thing I realized after meeting Srila Gurudev, after being in his presence for so many years, that everything that I've read so far about the pure devotee, pure guru, sometimes like I'll listen from some other Prabhupada disciples or some other people who are following their pure gurus, that about the stories about their gurus, and I'll sometimes think that, oh, this guy's like, it's too much. Actually, they're talking too much. They're like overly glorifying their guru, because that's the nature of a disciple, right? But really, after meeting Shri Gurudev, I realized that what these people had really experienced, what these people have really gone through, and that, like, which everybody in this room, like Yashodananda Prabhu, yourself, I see Ashram Maharaj and so many devotees, like, we get to experience that. And really, the words that we speak are only very limiting, right? They can't really define who Srila Gurudev is. And that's why I feel like your classes on Sunday and what I'm doing with Bhakti Talk and all the other devotees, they are like talking about Gurudev. It's just trying to describe that power in so many different ways from our words, that that we can construct something. But really, when what I see is, like, I see that, when I see all the devotees of Srila Gurudev, that together, like today, there are so many devotees of Gurudev, disciples, and so many people. That reminds me of Gurudev. That's paints me a picture of who Srila Gurudev is. Anyway, that's my story. Um, I I asked some questions from Gurudev. One time I asked him when I came to Srila Gurudev, I said, Gurudev, I really want to make a temple for you in Delhi. And because we just made a temple for ISKCON in Delhi, so I just came from that. So we really want to make a temple for you in Delhi. And Gurudev said, uh, I really don't want any temples because in a temple, one day the person who builds the temple, they have to leave the temple. The deities, even sometimes they leave. But really, what I want is I want a temple in your heart. I really want that all my disciples, they should have temple in their heart. That was his desire. I was thinking about the centennial uh, festival, and I was thinking like, wow, what's really going on right now? I mean, I used to make a lot of TV series back in ISKCON, and I used to bring uh, like cameras everywhere, and we'll record devotees, and every devotee will want to be in front of the camera, and 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 have their series on different television series, different TV stations, channel, right? So I went to Gurudev. I said, like, listen, hey, I can Gurudev, I can set you up. I can do programs on Doordarshan, national television. We can do programs on Star. There was new channels were coming up, and so please allow me to set up this camera. Hey, Madhurat, I see you. so so Gurudev said like, hey, he said, no, then what will happen? I said, Gurudev, let me record your videos. He said, then what will happen? He said, then people will come and they'll listen to you. I said, then what will happen? He said, then your message will go to everybody. And I said, then what will happen? So I said, Gurudev, then more people will come to you because I mean that's the purpose, right? And the Guru said, then what will happen? He said, then everybody in the world, they will listen to your message and everybody will come. Isn't that what you want? I said, no, I don't want that. Look at you. You have come here and you're doing chatter patter, chatter patter, chatter patter, and you're not stopping. And I'm trying to do my Harinam here, but you're going on and on and on. So then if you put me on the video on the television, what will happen? Everybody will come and then my bhajan will go away. So Gurudev was always trying to hide himself, right? The UN came to him. So when Dalai Lama, he resigned or his post was over from the UN religious organization, their head came to Gurudev and then in Delhi. They said, oh, we want you to become the next like chairman of this organization. So Gurudev said, no, I don't want to be part of this. Same with Vishwa Vaishnav organization. Gurudev was never interested in coming in the forefront. In fact, if you listen to all the lectures to GBC members, he will always say, I want you to go and preach. I want you to go and make disciples. I want you to give them the right conception. Gurudev didn't want to come to America. He didn't want to go out and preach. He wanted to just empower GBC members who were coming to him before 96 and so that they can preach. And and today, like we are celebrating his centennial, and what's going on? He has covered it with COVID. We had so many plans last year. Oh, we're going to book Talkatora Stadium, like where 70,000 people will come. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Now we can't even get out of our house, right? We can't even show our faces to people, right? So Gurudev, do you think like anybody else is doing it? If Gurudev would have like born in 2019 or 2024, right? Something like that. But now he 2020, 1921, so that 100 years after, this COVID is going on everywhere. And what is going on? He's hiding himself. He's hiding more and more. I know Yashodhara Didi told me to 1 minute, but this is very important that what Gurudev said, and I think I was in Mathura, okay, and I was on a walk. It's 2000. Went with Purandar Prabhu, who's Narsingh Maharaj. So we went for a walk, and Gurudev was like walking, and I said like um, Gurudev said I came. He was walking ahead of us, and then he turned back. And I was chatting with Brajnath, like, like in the morning walk. So Gurudev turned back and he said, when I leave this planet, whatever I'm giving Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's mood here, everything is going to be lost. So I'm a smart guy, so I try to be smart at least. So pretend, right? So I said, Gurudev, no, 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 but we are your disciple. Your disciples are going to make sure that your words are never lost. We're going to make it like, we're going to make it present everywhere. So Gurudev said, no, in 100 years from now, everything will be lost. And after 200, 300 years, somebody will come and then bring these things back. That's what Gurudev said. One time Gurudev said to me, look at Prabhupada disciple, how much, I mean, no matter what they are, no matter what they do, how much they're ready to like give their life for their guru. My disciples, so I don't know what else to say. I feel like we are all trying. I feel like, especially like, I look at Vishnu Priya Didi, Yashodhara Didi, and so many other devotees, like especially a lot of these Didis, these women are fired up. I did this Gaudiya girl, old Gaudiya girl event, and suddenly like I have 1,500 people on the view, and so many people writing to me, oh my God, that was so good. And you know what good thing I did? I just stayed shut. I didn't speak much. I just let them speak. So that's why it was really good. So I feel like all these like devotees, everybody is empowered. They're doing so much seva. I think we still can do something. We can change our Gurudev mind. Gurudev can actually get pleased today. He must be pleased today by all our effort around the world, that he can see that no, his vani is not going to be lost. Till the last breath, all of us, we will try our level best to bring his vani to everybody in a beautiful way. So, Vancha kalpatrubhasha kripa sindhu bhayavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Thank you for letting me speak, and Jai.
Thank you so much, Pankaj Prabhu, for coming in and speaking. You snuck in there, and we're actually really grateful you did. So it's I think it's by Gurudev's mercy that somehow that was manifested. So thank you for sharing with us.